Like Ben mentioned, last time I gave a talk, it went pretty badly. I managed to skew Darwin's birthday by 100 years. I I hadn't had much time to prepare the talk, but it wasn't much of an excuse. So this time, appreciating the world without a creator. Clearly, I don't believe in a god, hence the t-shirt. But I still think this world is pretty cool, so that's kind of what the talk's going to be about. I'm going to start with a bit of an anecdote. A few weeks ago, I was talking to a Christian friend of mine, and we were talking about the whole God thing. And he was saying that every morning he wakes up and he's excited about the day, and he feels this exhilaration. And he said to me that the reason why is because he gets to spend this new day with the truly amazing world that God has given to him and to all of us, and gets to enjoy the awe and wonder of God's creation. And everything he experiences is because of God, and for that he's eternally thankful. And I said, yes, the world is an amazing place. It is fantastic. I can't agree with you more there. I love the fact that every day I get to breathe this air and eat the world's food and take in the world's spectacles. And it's great to be able to, no matter what role I play in this world, I get to take a place in history, and that's a pretty cool thing, I think. To me, that feels pretty amazing. So he said to me, so you're thankful for all the world has to offer then? So I, of course, said, well, I would be if there was someone to thank. My view and his view pretty much overlapped a lot when it comes to appreciating the world. We both thought it was an awesome place. And there's no reason why we shouldn't both think it is. We look around and it is a highly complex, amazing place. So it's no wonder that we both kind of were in awe of it. I'm not being dogmatic here. I think this is a conclusion each of us has to reach, by ourselves, however they want to. I couldn't possibly tell people they must think the same as me. But I just want to make clear my point. As I am an atheist. But to really run it home, I think the Egyptians were wrong when they came up with Ra. The pagans were wrong when they came up with Shiva. The Zoroastrians when they came up with Mithra. The Norse were wrong when they came up with Thor. The Greeks when they came up with Zeus, also wrong. The Christians with Yahweh. And the Muslims with Allah. I think they're all wrong. So that's a good starting point for me, I think. So what I want to do is I want to go through just a handful, a few things that I think are amazing about this world. So, first one. I'm not a physicist. I may well get this as wrong, if not worse, than the whole Darwin fiasco. But what I understand of Einsteinian physics is that everything in this universe is made of energy, and matter is a dense collection of energy. Hopefully I'm not looking at any shaking heads in the crowd. Oh, Ben's nodding. Great. And so if you take a bunch of matter, you can form quarks. And with a few quarks, you can form a proton or a neutron. And with different ratios of those, you can create atoms, which are our elements. And with them, you can put together molecules, and those molecules can be things like proteins or fats. And so with all of these, you eventually get to something as fantastic as a sausage. And I find that kind of staggering, that when you tuck into English breakfast, what you're really eating is a bunch of energy. And interestingly, the same sort of thing as the plate is made of, but you wouldn't eat that. So I think it's a cool thought. And I find that just fascinating and amazing. Perhaps years of not studying physics has made it more interesting. I'm sure Ben has become disillusioned with the idea and used to it. Oh, I'm glad to hear it. I hope you kind of share my fascination with sausages. So, moving on. The physics and stuff might not be your forte, as it isn't mine, and you might not be too impressed with the whole energy to sausage conversion. Moving on to something you might enjoy a bit more. Here I don't want to talk about necessarily the act, but what sex gives us. Sex allows us to take two sets of DNA and create a hybrid set of DNA. And what's even cooler is mutations can occur that cause that hybrid DNA to be even more far removed from the parent DNA. And if you take that new hybrid DNA and other hybrid DNA and you throw it into an environment with limited resources, what you get is evolution. You get creatures with these different DNA blueprints for their construction, kind of competing for these resources. And as we all know, evolution in scientific circles is seen to give rise to the biodiversity we see on the planet. And I think biodiversity is perhaps the most kind of important thing you could stress as being something to really appreciate in this planet. Because when you look around, you see it everywhere. You see a variety of animals and plants, and it's just staggering, just how many there are. Just how many species of beetle, for example. I mean, what the hell's going on there? But that's evolution for you. So here's a few of my favourites. This is the archerfish, and small tropical fish. Not very long. Babies like 2.5 centimetres. Adults go to about 5 or something. They can shoot a jet of water 6 feet in the air and hit insects that are just flying past. And that's pretty amazing because they're underwater. Fish don't tend to have good eyesight, but archerfish do. They have brilliant eyesight, and they're able to compensate for refraction as light passes through the water. And apparently when baby archerfish are trying to get food, that their aim isn't so good because they learn through experience. But they hunt in swarms, and so you get little jets of water just flying all over the place until one of them eventually kills or drowns a bug, and you can have a bit of food. And I just think the archerfish is an amazing example of biodiversity. I mean that's a crazy little creature there, just staggering again, amazing. So one of my favourites I think, and another, bats. They don't have a great reputation. A lot of people don't like them. I love them. I think they're amazing. Bizarre taste perhaps, but echolocation. Can you think of something cooler than that? They can bounce sound at varying frequencies off of objects and creatures in their environment, and they have nice big ears to take that sound, and they can measure according to the delay from the bounce, kind of where the creature is and things like that. But what's even better than that is their ears don't take in the sound at the same time. There's a slight staggering. And what that allows them to do is take in the delay and the volume at slightly different times, which allows them to give great accuracy to knowing exactly not only where the creature is, but what direction it's moving, what the creature is, how big it is. And so, once again, an amazing example of evolution producing a fantastic little mechanism there. So quite an intriguing little creature there. Next one, polar bear. Just an example of an animal adapting to a climate. Clearly a harsh climate, but the polar bear is well insulated, white coat for camouflage, and you might have noticed they're rather rotund creatures. So that means that they've got a very low surface to volume ratio, which means that keeps them more insulated. They lose less heat to the air. So again, a pretty cool creature. To think that the mechanism of evolution, taking simple complexity to great complexity, can produce something like the polar bear is very, very cool.